Okay, so I've got a bit of a confession today. Right now, I'm putting a stage 3 induction kit on my car, but the only problem is one of the 4 parts is already on the car, because instead of me being smart and buying the stage 3 induction kit as a one thing, so just buy the full package, I end up being cheaper and buying all the 4 items at different times, just so it ends up being cheaper. When I did all that, it was that crossover pipe that came first, and I thought, okay, I'll put it in my car and test it. And when I put it in my car, I couldn't get the clip off. Right now, that's still in the car, the crossover pipe, and it's the secondary and the primary and the filter that I'm putting on. And also today, we've actually got a package from Amazon, and it's actually what I've been waiting for a while. So, GoPro suction cup mount for in the car, which I've been dying to get. Got the suction cup mount, swivel mount, the other part for it, and this thing. I'm guessing that's so you can, in case it falls off or whatnot, but yes. Got this ready for to be in the car because I wanted to do some car drive behind the things. And this, I'm guessing, is to attach to the GoPro for something in case it falls, I don't know. So as you can see, car's all iced up one side again. So I'll open the bonnet and then I'll get back to you. It's probably the best view I can get for just now. Everything's going to be a bit confusing because I am going to be doing a video on these, but I put them in after I put all this in. But just as of a few days ago, I've took all this out, so it will be a bit confusing, and I understand that. I put this pipe in just to give it a wee shot and see what it was like, and it's been like 4 or 5 days, and so far it's fine. So that paint lasted very well, and I did that right. It's just the fact that obviously you see the black there and you see the black there, but except from that, that's alright. So remember I was saying to you that I had my secondary and my primary in? That explains why this is red. I spray painted this as well with the same stuff as this. So right now we're taking this out, and we're taking this out, and we're taking this out. So yeah, so as of right now, this needs to go here, this needs to go here, and then I'm going to put that box thing in, then the filter. I just don't know how I'm going to video this properly because it is quite a bit of hassle. I wonder if this thing will work on the metal. I'm going to give this a shot and see what happens. Hopefully this works. I've got the mount strapped to the metal on the car, so half this video is going to be upside down, so I'm going to need to rotate it. But yeah, this is what I'm working with. So I'm going to take this pipe out, and then I'm going to take this pipe out, and then I'll move this GoPro to this other side so I can do the box. So first of all, there's obviously a clamp here, but that's already been took off because this actually doesn't connect. But it's just to show you that it does connect because it's video purpose only. So take this bit off, then take this off. I'm just going to take it the whole way almost. And this can be a bit of an annoyance to get out, but since it doesn't fit here, it makes it a ton more easier. But I will be getting, as much as I'm just videoing this now, I will be getting better pipes or better hoses to be put on. But that is in a different time. And that is exactly why I put the wire there. For that exact reason. I might need to just install this a couple of times. Take the Jubilee clip off this one. Done. Then put it onto here. Just like that. This one already came with one. And then this is a tricky part. So you put it onto the turbo. Not like properly, but now this is the hard part. So, but since I've done it a few times, I know the trick. There we go. Loosen this one up a bit just to get it moving. Now, the end of it is here, so we're just going to try and put it as close to the end as possible, which is here. And this is when I'm going to get a lot of hate because a lot of people will say just tie them to the point where you can't take them off, but no, I tie them tight. So the turbo ends here, so I'm just going to put it round about here just because, but make sure it's equal on both ends. I did have to cut this pipe because it was a bit too long, but everything for this car is meant to be for a 7.5. And then this oil filter thing here fits just like that. And this thing just makes life easier. That's secondary done. So now it's onto the primary. This part's a bit more tricky because I need to get down into here, which probably is not going to work. No. So we just take the cover off, which I bought this off of J9 Performance. Just to be cover, I've had to obviously do a few bits here in order for it to fit, but that just allows us to get this off, which this was all done last night, so that's probably why this wasn't done to the best, but I wasn't planning on driving it until I did this video. And then I will take this one off first. And then this one, just like that. And then I will take this clip off this side here, because this one has already got one up here, so it's just one from down here, which will go on just like that. But don't want to do that yet, because make sure it's all okay. And before anyone asks, I think you can just glimpsely see a bit of red down there. That is a quick shifter. I did attempt to do a video on that, but I was using my phone and it was impossible to do a video while doing that. But at the same time, after like a month of me installing that, I got this GoPro. I do not want to take that out because it is impossible to do what I've done, because I've had to put bolts underneath it in order for it to stop moving. Now you can't probably see off camera, but I've just put a screw into this air feed here, just so I can loosen this bit to get the air feed, the air box out. If I aim the camera up a bit, you can see this screw right here. I've just took that out. I will just put that to the side, because that in orders me to separate these two, so I can do the rest. So got that out. So now hopefully this goes out the way I want it to. There is two ways it will work, and it's worked the way I wanted it to. The reason I didn't upload any videos earlier on this is because my car was going back and forth to Arnold Clark, and Arnold Clark knew my YouTube channel, which is why I've changed the name of it. But yeah, so I just had to take this sensor out of here, and that's all I was doing to that while I was talking to you. I'll just put that up here because that's something we don't want to lose. And then this, I'm going to put this bolt in here. I'm not going to tighten it properly. By the way, if you think I should get a dual air feed, because the other one that you get for this goes into this grey bit here for more air, let me know if I should get that, and I'll do a video on painting that and installing it. So yeah, so here comes the difficult part. I need to put this box in here, but it comes with bolts. As weird as it sounds, if this is your first time watching a video on how to install a stage 3 or stage whatever it is induction kit, do not use this video as a instructional guide. There are many YouTube videos out there on these cars that are in depth and that are much better than this one. I am just doing this quickly, but like I said in my YouTube description, anything I do to this car I will document, which is why I'm doing it like this, which is why I've not took that air feed out like the crossover. I've not took that out because I want to stay professional and say, okay, I can't get it out, so I'm going to do the rest of it. So got them bolts off. You need a 13mm bolt for it, and a Torx bit. I do not know the correct way of saying it, but so for these rubber grommets, all you need to do is put water, bolt, heat shield. Now a lot of people will put the grommet in like this and then put another one, but I'm doing it the totally different way. I'm just going to put this in and bolt it from underneath because it was my preference. So this probably isn't the best instructional way of doing it, but it's my, because I've done it so much, it is one of my best ways to do it. So for me, I would put it in like this without the rubber grommets, and then usually you just push it in and then that's it done. But for me, I like to put the heat shield on and put these through the rubber grommets and then put a bolt on and not under it and tighten it from there, which is why I said it's a complicated part, because it's just the way I like to do it. But just saying now, if you do it like this, just beware. If it is your first time like it was mine, you will drop the bolts down here quite a lot, and I need to jack the car up and take the undercover off to get to the bolts. So I've kind of learned from that. But the way I do it is I don't do it too tight. Now this is the harder part, so I will do this cautiously, because this one's more the furthest one. The reason you do not want to do it tight yet, so as you can see, is because we need to, I just think it's just off screen a wee bit, but this bolt here you will need to undo again. I don't know why I decided to tighten it, but I think me speaking, I'm not paying attention properly. So like I said again, if this is your first time watching an instructional video, do not watch mine. And I will not lie and say, oh watch mine. Do not watch mine, because I'm just documenting what I've done to the car, but I've already done it a few times, and this is me just video showing that I have done it. Now that you've got that tightened up, that is when you want to tighten up the other two bolts. Do it to the point where you cannot move the bolt. So when you see this bolt here, if I can still move that easy, then it's still too loose. But when you tighten it just a wee bit, enough where you can't move it, that's when it's best. And that's just that, like I say, this could fall out of the car any day, or it could stay in the car for years, I don't know. Yeah, so I can barely move in. And now it's just a case of installing the primary pipe, which is this way. And the way I do that, you probably can't see under here, but you can probably just see the tip of the red here. That is what I'm installing this part into. And a lot of people will be like, well, there's easier ways to do it. I know, but I've done it that many times that there's actually only a few easy ways that I know of doing it myself. So you put it on like that, and this is what I'm using for a filter. So I've got the SD Performance, I call this like a sensor housing, and then it's a 70mm big cone filter with an end like this. So I bought it off 9J Performance, this part, with this pipe, and bought the sensor housing with a different induction pipe that I've not got on because I've cut this one. As you can see, it's not exactly the straightest thing. So before you do anything, you do need to take the clip out of this, and that all just consists of a wee bolt and a wee SD thing, and that's so you can put your sensor housing in it. And then I'll try and do this just keeping it up here, but then you put this clip thing, it's got a wee nudge in the back for your sensor to hold on to, and you just screw it in. And I like to do it a bit tight just so I know the sensor housing is not going anywhere and the clip isn't either. Okay, that is not coming out anytime soon. So now that that's in, I push this up here up a bit. And that way this has got a bit of wiggle room, which is just fine. Now for the, I would say, complicated part, because I can never find where the end of this sensor housing is because it's a bit small. So I'll make sure the sensor housing is properly in, which it is, and then this is when I tighten it as hard as I can. Don't kill me in the comments for this, but it's my preference. So I have had times where I've done it and then people say just do it enough to the point you can't take it off. I've done that and it's fell off during the time I'm driving it. So that ain't moving. All I need to do now is put the sensor thing, which is here, back in like this. Done. And then it's just a case of putting the engine cover back on, which again, if you're waiting to buy this for the Mark 8, you will need to trim this down for it to fit. So it's got a spike thing here that you can use, and one over here which you probably just can't see, and they fit into these wee sockets here. And then where your oil cap is, that's where this connects. So you'll hear this noise, that clicked, and this one, that clicked, and that's it done. I'm just going to speed this bit up because I'm just going to double check that all the screws and stuff like that are tight. But this one here is a different story. Oh. And that's exactly why I done it like that. So, like I was going to say, this screw here, just off camera, I don't know, I think it is. I can't really see, I can't tell by this LED screen, but when it's on the edit, I'm like, why did I even say that? This screw here, I actually swapped the two of this pipe here. I swapped the two screws round by an accident and kind of bored this out. Just go tighten these all because my camera's on 19%. Go tighten this one. Well, it's as tight as it can go for what I'm fine with. I'm just going to tighten all the screws and then I'll be back. So this wire was actually attached to this mount and attached to it up here. I know now why they put it in, which is a good idea. So, but in case you're wondering, yes, it's been falling quite a lot. It's actually been attached to metal, which is here. So that's probably why it's unstuck. But yeah, so done the filter, put the pipe in, put the secondary in, which if you do rev your car and you hear that like a sizzling sound, or an induction noise, that's this pipe here, because I've had that stock and that stock and that stock and used this pipe here without any of this, and this pipe done the most noise. And in our video, this will all be done, and these two pipes here and this one up here will be stock, but that's just because the way I've stupidly done all this. And then when I got all my induction stuff, I put it in to see what it was like, then took it off for a video. So yeah, and these paint mods, I don't think you need a video on them because they're just simple as bolt and that's it. And this pipe was as simple as undo this, pull this bit up and then install that. But so far it's been 4 or 5 days and I've been driving a lot, so it's still working, no scratches whatsoever. And the fog lights, they have been on for about, I'd say 4 or 5, maybe 6 days, and I've not washed. As you can see, the car is absolutely filthy. I have not washed the car, and the reason for that is because you need to wait for around about 2 weeks for these to properly harden. So I've purposely not washed the car in order to keep them, and I didn't want to take them off. So as you can see, all this wee dirt just flies off. But yeah, they're still intact, they're still there, but I'm just not washing the cards now because I want them to stay on for 2 weeks before I wash it, just to be safe. But yeah, they're still on and they still look beautiful. I will end up saying, as soon as I have a video out of installing these two, there is a change coming to the front here somewhere, just letting you know. Hopefully you'll enjoy, and I will see you in the next video, the New Year's video, the fog lights and this pipe. And I've done it so that all the videos come out weekly, so if I can keep on top of everything, hopefully every week, I would say hopefully on Monday, every week you'll get a video. And before you ask, 9 AM GMT is when I post. Got like 3 videos that are scheduled, including this one that I'm making now that I'll need to edit tonight. Camera's on 7%, I've got 46 minutes on the camera, so yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. But if you are watching an install video, don't watch this one. This is me just documenting what I've done. So yeah, see ya.